Hello, hello, hello. Good morning, everybody. Welcome. It's bright and early, and you think it is. It's, it's because today we have a great Sunday morning matchup, at least this morning for me anyway, between Dansh0wst0pper and Dansh0wst0pper. Hello, everyone. My name is Wolfie. I'm the hosting and commentating this morning for this advanced bracket race. How is everybody this morning? And or afternoon, depending on where you are. Alright. Right on time, we are ready to go. So, if you're now just joining us, break open that morning coffee, eat those pancakes, do what you gotta do, get those Flintstone vitamins. We got an exciting race this morning. Good job, Dansh0wst0pper, you noticed. Good morning, Alan. Alright, let's get started. Three, 2, 1, go! The clock has been set for 30 minutes. Good luck to both racers, have fun. Here we go. First round of the morning. You can see already Dan playing as the Viking on the right, and Nix playing as Fat Albert the janitor. Not really sure what we called him. I'm doing good, Alan. Not normally a morning person, but I drank like 2 gallons of Sunny D. I'm good to go. Remember, breakfast is the most important meal of the day. Don't miss it. Already Dan has already reached his mines 1-2. Nick's also reaching his mines 1-2. Right you are, Dansh0wst0pper. You gotta embrace the power of the sun. Ooh! Troll arrow placement on Dan's side. He's gonna take that arrow to the face, bringing him down to 1 HP. He did manage to get a camera from that crate. Seems to be the opposite going on for Nix on the left. Making it to his exit without taking a single hit, and already getting 2 damsels rescued. So he's at a good 6 HP right now. Looks like Dan is going to go ahead and try to bomb his way over to get that Puggle. Makes sense considering he's only at 1 HP right now. Unfortunately for Dan, he has gotten a dark level on his mines 1-3. There you see Nix making good use of that boomerang, not only setting off the traps, but also taking out enemies in the process. Very wise. And he's already reached his jungle. Dan having a bit of trouble in that dark level. Fortunately for him, that means he's going to have to start all over at the mines. One of the advantages of having a boomerang this early in a run, you can see Nix still making very good use of it, though he's going to have to leave it alone, accidentally dropping it in there with that piranha. And there you see Dan is going to go ahead and set off that arrow trap on the right. He's going to grab that arrow. So he is equipped for the dangers that are lurking within the mines, and also in case he needs to set off something. His first shop is a bomb shop. He doesn't seem to want anything from it, nor can he afford anything right now. Nix on the left working his way through the jungle. That looks like a Tiki Man village variant with bees. The fun stuff. Oh wow. Morning, Sinus. Oh no! Nyx falling onto the spikes immediately. In the jungle. And you hate to see that happen, but sometimes it just does. I mean, diagonals don't come out. Sometimes you jump a little bit short. And there you have it. Dan is already on his last mines. Nyx's death is going to set him back just a bit, giving Dan the little bit of a lead he might have needed, but there you go. Dan jumping short, trying to grab the ledge, falling onto a spike pit as well. SLR duties come first. Now there is a man committed to his job. It's not even really his job. Actually, yeah, it is. He's the bot. The Sinus bot. This is why we pay you the big bucks, Sinus. Ooh. Nyx jumping those spikes as well as the spider. Trying to come down on him. Before you ask Grizzly, yes, he gets paid for this. Why don't you get paid, you ask? Well, you never asked. It's not in the budget. There you see Nyx is going to go ahead and buy the compass and get out of there. Both racers on their mines 1-3. For a while there, I thought Dan was going to go ahead and get the Uke Jedi from that chest he was carrying, but it looks like he was just using it as a weapon. Makes sense. Hello, Forge. Welcome. True that, Atasmos. I mean, and in the end, who could ask for more? You get paid in happiness? I wish I could get paid in happiness. Grizzly, would it make you feel better if we gave you, if we paid you in gum? There you have it. Dan is at his jungle. Both of them actually at their jungle. Dan is going to go ahead and try to kill that vampire, get the cape. Also looks like he might be going for the Haunted Castle shortcut, and I think he is. There he goes. Meanwhile, Nyx also plowing through his jungle right now. His jungle 2-2. While Dan is at the Haunted Castle. We'll talk about it, Grizzly. Right now, we're not on negotiating contracts. Looks like Nyx is going to grab that bomb bag and then get out of his jungle. That's going to put him at jungle 2-3. While Dan also exiting his, wow. From one haunted level to another. Dan getting a second haunted level in a row. So both racers are currently tied. Next exit will take them to their final jungle. And there you have it. Dan is already on his final jungle there. I believe Nyx is gonna, yep, there he is. He's assaulting the shopkeeper. Giving that shopkeeper what he deserves. He's gonna steal those items and get out of there. Dan already on his ice caves here. While Nyx has a bit of trouble here, he's got a bee's nest, a bunch of angry hornets, including the queen. This could work out in his favor, though. If he can lure that queen up to him, which he has. There he goes, getting the royal jelly, 4 HP boost. Ooh, almost falling short of that jump, Nyx, when he went for that exit. Could have fallen into that man-eater trap. Meanwhile, Dan is slowly working his way through the ice caves, and by slowly I mean slowly descending. Dan on his ice caves 3-3. It looks like Nyx is going to go ahead and bomb his way down. He's got 7 bombs and 7 ropes. He's in a good spot here. Yep, and there you have it. Shopkeeper committing suicide, and that's going to bring Nyx to his ice caves as well. Feels like the 4th of July means Dan is already on his last ice caves. Next exit will take him to the temple. There you see Nyx has to deal with those angry shopkeepers, but in the ice caves they're not really much of a problem. Dan has reached his temple. 4-1. Let's see what happens when he runs into Anubis, if he does. Scorpion lunging for him, falling into the lava. Dan having a multitude of crushy blocks. Didn't even encounter Anubis as he clears that exit. 4-2 for Dan. Nyx has a little bit of his work cut out for him, working through these ice caves with no cape and or jetpack. Oh my goodness! Mr. William Wolfie jumping in just in time to call it. Though I have a feeling Mr. William Wolfie has Dan's stream open, so he saw that a little bit earlier. No way he could have called that. But if you did, congratulations. You win. Omo Chow loves you. Oh goodness, that name. That name. Oh, you sat next to him and okay. Are you by chance his coach? How exciting. Uh-oh. Dan's in a bit of trouble there. 2 bats descending from above. Oh, you're his manager. Works for me. We are joined by you're joined by Dan's manager, Mr. William Wolfie. Welcome. As well as Omo Chow loves you. My goodness. What an awesome name that is. Oh, Nyx taking a fall there. The fall damage is not what killed him, though. It was the plunge into the abyss. Oaf Racer's back at the mines now. And Grizzly, if you'd like me to help as well on the test, I'd be more than happy to. Just let me know. But in the meantime, back on these races. Dan's gonna get 3 extra bombs from that crate. An odd setup for this mines for him. Nyx immediately killing the shopkeeper, gonna grab that shotgun. He is now ready to take on any dangers he encounters in the mines, including the shopkeeper, if he just which he will be running into. And Dan has broken back into the jungle now. Oh, Mr. William Wolfie, I'm glad you said that. I completely forgot until you just said that. Well, with Dan in the lead, that means he gets this. The Golden Olmec idol over his stream on the top right-hand corner there. That signifies which racer is in the overall current lead right now. Dan made it to his temple 4-2 before he died, so that means he's going to hold the overall position lead unless Nyx can make it to either 4-2 or 4-3. 4-2 to tie it, 4-3 to take the lead away from Dan. And there you have it, Grizzly giving away one of her copies of Oregon Trail. So if you guys want the Oregon Trail or want a chance to win it, type in zombies, all lowercase. Only once though. You may have a chance of winning the Oregon Trail. Oh, it's open for me too? Sweet. I think I'm gonna leave it to the viewers though. They deserve it. Oh no, Dan getting eaten by a man-eater on his jungle. As much as I love the Oregon Trail, I'm gonna leave that one to our viewers. Nick's getting through his exit, avoiding a shopkeeper-related death. So now Nyx has the opportunity to pull away, get a sizable lead on Dan right now. I get paid, I don't need games. Yes, we'll go with that. Now Nyx is going to use that Keonshi to cushion the fall there. Now with this setup, with the shopkeeper the way he was, oh my goodness, I would not have done that, but he managed to squeeze past that shopkeeper and get to his exit. Nice move on his part. And again, if you guys would like a chance to win the Oregon Trail for Steam, if you haven't already, only type zombies, all lowercase, in the chat. Only do it once though, or else you'll be disqualified from the contest. This generous Steam giveaway brought to you by our local SLR crew member, Grizzly. So thank her for the opportunity. And there you have it. Nyx literally living on the edge right now. He's hanging on to that, he was hanging onto the edge, trying to lure the shopkeeper into the spike pit, but unfortunately, he might have made a move a little too early, and the shopkeeper shooting him into the spike pit, and that's going to put him back at the mines. Meanwhile, Dan has taken a lead position, and thank you, Omochow, earlier for the follow. I did not acknowledge that, but there you go. We appreciate it. And there you see Dan has made it to his second jungle, Jungle 2-2, almost getting a bad spot with that the Boomer Kwanger. Because he could have easily turned around and taken him out at the start of that level, but luckily for him, he was facing the wrong direction. And Dan's getting a signal from his Zook Jedi. Black Market is close by. Let's see if he can find it. Meanwhile, Nyx has my least favorite variant of the mines, the spider level. And there you see right there, that's the reason why I despise it. Those giant spiders proving to be a nuisance for him. Dan getting a dark Black Market. You don't see that very often, but yes, it can happen. And Nyx has made it to his exit, I believe. Hard to tell. It seems he's getting a little bit of lag there. Let me see if I can fix it for you guys. Hello, Mr. Phantom. Welcome. Let me see if I refresh Nyx's stream and make it run a little better here. Yeah, it seems to have helped a little bit. Meanwhile, Dan is still in his dark Black Market. He's got to be careful. He doesn't know what lingers over that tiki trap. And he's already made it to his exit, so now he's in a great spot. Quickly approaching his ice caves, Dan is. And there you have it, our winner of the Oregon Trail giveaway, Atasmos. Congratulations to Dansh0wst0pper. There you see Dan still working his way through the jungle. And again, a big thank you to Grizzly for the giveaway. We appreciate you giving away your copy of Oregon Trail. And I believe your test was successful. Nyx at his jungle 2-2 dark variants. Dan on his ice caves. Ooh, the UFO zapping the platform he was on, causing him to fall. Very lucky that didn't kill him though. So now Dan has to be extra careful. He's got those cleats though. The cleats allowing him to have traction in the ice caves. Doesn't look like he's gonna go for the free jetpack in the wall behind the queen. If he does. If he is, he's working his way through very slowly. That UFO taking a bit of a U-turn in the air there. No, it looks like Dan's just going to pass it up. Wanting to play it safe. He doesn't want to... Oh, maybe not. Uh-oh. He needs to watch that Grouper Hula Hoop the alien is shooting. 10 points of damage each for those. He needs to be wary of those Hula Hoop placements. Meanwhile, Nyx taking a bit of fall damage on the left there. In the mines, the bat's gonna also hit him while he's down and out. Alright, so let's see what Dan does with this alien. He's got to be careful. Looks like he's gonna try to bomb that jetpack down without having to deal with that alien. Also, Nyx with an opportunity for a jetpack, and he's gonna take it, killing the shopkeeper for it. So he's gonna grab that jetpack. Dan also dislodging the jetpack from above, from the alien. Also killing the alien in the process. So Dan and Nyx both have a jetpack now. Dan in a sizable lead right now at his ice caves. While Nyx still has to work, through all of his mines. The game has changed for both of the racers now, with both with the jetpack now. They kind of have an item to carry them with. However, even the jetpack does not guarantee success. Remember, Spelunky, anything can happen. There you go, Nyx is going to try to cheese out the shopkeepers, successfully doing that and making it to his exit. Ooh, Scorpion lunging at Nyx in the dark. Barely avoiding him. Nyx avoiding a lot of enemies in this dark level. Ooh, except the shopkeeper. Shopkeeper managing to squeeze up there. But I think he got caught in a spiderweb, so Nyx managing to get through there. He's now at his jungle, while Dan is at his temple 4-1. There's Anubis trying to greet him. Mr. Phantom, it appears that both of them are using controller. I haven't seen the keyboard keys prompt yet for either racer. Neither one of these racers appear to be keyboard warriors. And yes, for those of you curious, basically the next race takes place in... Let me see, let me do the math real quick. I'm not good at math. By the time I finish calculating that math problem, the races will already be finished. So I'm just gonna... Yeah, there you go. Sin is dropping the math for me. Thank you. Nyx has made it to his jungle 2-2. With 1 HP. He's got to be careful now. Not using the Haunted Castle shortcut. He's going to choose to go around it. Oh no! Scorpion taking Dan into the lava pit. Once again, that's unfortunate because Dan was very close to making it to his Olmec fight. At 4-3, so he was literally one exit away from Olmec. So that still means that Dan keeps the golden Olmec idol on the top of his stream there on the upper right hand corner. For those that don't know, that signifies, that icon signifies that Dan, if the time runs out, Dan holds the lead, so he will take the round. Unless Nyx can either make it to 4-3 or defeat Olmec in the time period. 5 minutes left on the clock. We'll see what happens. And yes, well, if you guys cannot be here, for whatever reason, you know, you have to sleep, you have to go to work, you have school the next day, anything like that, don't forget that we also have a YouTube channel where we will be updating and archiving all of the races that have happened on this channel. So you can check them out on YouTube if you missed them here, live. As Sinis just said. And Dan has made it to his Jungle 2-1. Less than 5 minutes remain on the clock for both racers. Nyx also making it to Jungle 2-1. Oh, it appears you guys have holidays tomorrow. Then great. Hopefully we'll see you guys later on today when we have our evening races between our beginners. Which will be Welfare Taco versus Darker Mist. And that takes place at 8 p.m. CDT time. But back to the races here. It appears that Dan has died in the jungle, while Nyx still progressing, making it through his second jungle. So there he has that. Actually, I take that back. His first jungle. So now he's at Jungle 2-2, Haunted variant. Looks like he lost a shotgun. It went somewhere. There it is. He's gonna pick that up. Wow, Haunted and filled with bees on Nyx's side. While Dan has, again, my least favorite variant, again, with the spider levels. Oh goodness, Dan is just gonna... Yeah, he's in a bad spot there, so he's just gonna go ahead and restart that run. Dan still holds overall position lead. 3 minutes remain on the clock. So even if Dan is unable to make it back to the temple, unless Nyx can make it to Temple 4-3 or get to Olmec. I'm sorry, let me try that again. So unless Nyx can make it to 4-3 to tie it with Dan, or at least get to Olmec to take the lead away from Dan, this looks like this race is heavily in Dan's favor, but there's still 2 minutes and 30 seconds on the clock for Nyx to try to get there. Nyx at a sizable health lead though, using that bee's honey, queen bee's honey from the bee's nest that he just took out. So he's now at 7 HP and already at his ice caves 3-1. Uh-oh! Oh! That was impressively horrible and gruesome. It appeared that Nyx got frozen midair by the woolly mammoth, and his shotgun bounced back up and shattered him. Wow. Yeah, those ice pads. you can get juggled to death with them. It's happened to me before. But to see a shotgun bound back up from that and shatter him after he's frozen, that's new to me. You see, Nyx is going to move the climbing glove off to the side, trying to use the Bananasaurus strategy. But, shopkeeper, rather, gets him. And yes, the Cosmos knows exactly what I'm talking about. About. Way too early. Dana is Jungle 2-2. Haunted. Oh look, and his black market is in the is in his haunted castle, right next to his haunted castle exit. If Dan were to bomb down one more space, he'd get to his haunted castle, so wow. Huh. Don't see that very often. 30 seconds remain on the clock. I believe Dan will take this round. 15 seconds. It's happened to me too, because, oh, time is up. First round goes to Dan. Let me update the score, reset the time. We will immediately begin the second round. Nyx is going to want, of course, tie it up with Dan on this next round here. Because if Dan takes this next round, it will be a clean sweep of 0-2. These races, of course, being best 2 of 3. But yes, this happened to me too. I've been juggled to death on those jump pads, getting hit with my own rock, and just watching my character just get hit over and over and over again, locked and stunned. All I could do was sit there and watch as he died. Okay, so both of our races are ready. Both of them back at the lobby and ready to go. Second round begins in 3, 2, 1, go. Clock has been set. Let me move that idle away because no one is in the lead right now. Yes, Forge, this is a best 2 of 3. So that means if Dan wins this round, he will advance in the advanced bracket. If Nyx can take this round, it will be a tie between the two. Then we'll have one more round to decide who wins. So you see both of them armed with a rock as they progress through their first mine floor. Looks like Nyx is going to take a little bit more of an aggressive, faster pace this time around. Immediately killing the shopkeeper and getting a nice 12-pack of bombs and some cleats out of it, as well as a shotgun. While Dan, of course, with the round lead, does not have to worry as much about winning this one as Nyx does. Even still, I'm quite sure Dan wants to take this very clean. 0-2. While Nyx has to deal with the angry shopkeeper waiting for him at the exit, Dan is faced with a choice of how he's going to, if he's going to kill the shopkeeper or not for that jetpack. I believe he might. No? Is he passing it up, or is he actually going to go get money to buy it? What's up, Big Steve? Welcome to SLR this morning. Bright and early. Dan at his final mines. One more exit to the jungle, and then one more exit and Dan will be at the jungle. But he has to deal with this dark level first. Well, Nyx has already made it to his jungle. Uh-oh. Nyx might have knocked that explosive frog into Kali's shrine, but no, just barely avoiding Kali's shrine on that one. Hello, Chumbo. Long time no see. Welcome. Dark level. Zoinks! Let's get out of here, Scoob. Alright. Nyx working through that jungle. Oh, wow. Very close. Nyx getting a very good shot off on the shopkeeper, knocking him between the tiki traps and having the shopkeeper's shotgun take out the man-eater before he landed on it. Good move. Dan getting another haunted forest. Jungle, rather. He's been getting a lot of these. And Dan getting another dark level. He's been getting a lot of variances on these levels. We hope you're all feeling good this morning. Still got these exciting races between Nyx and Dan here. And Nyx has made it to his jungle 2-3. Dan having to slow down his progress quite a bit here with this darkness. And yes, as Grizzly just said, we do plan on having more giveaways, so if you guys stick around during the Season 1, we'll be having copies of Spelunky to give away, courtesy of Grizzly. So stick around for that. Next at is Jungle 2-4. We're not sure if we have any exhibitions lined up this morning, but if we can find some people who are willing to do an exhibition or two, we'll probably do that. So we'll see what happens. Ooh. Alright, Nyx showing off, of course, that you can slowly descend on spikes without dying. As long as you have the cape, it's possible. There you see the shopkeeper stupidly falling into the tiki trap, but managing to jump out of there at the last possible second. Dan getting to his ice cave in that exact same period that I said that. So Dan is at ice caves 3-2. Nyx at ice caves 3-1. This is very close. Ice Caves 3-2 for Nyx. Ice Caves 3-3 for Dan. So Dan has a 1-floor lead on Nyx right now. See, Dan, he has a disadvantage here though. With no cape or jetpack, he's got to work his way down slowly. He does not want to get caught. He doesn't want to get caught falling, taking some fall damage, because the fall here could be brutal and a run ender for the most part. Dan on his final ice caves. Alright, see you later, Chumba. Uh-oh. Nick's still dealing with that angry shopkeeper. I don't know where he is, but he made it past. Oh no, Dan falling. He was only one more floor away from the temple. This could be the lead that this could be the opportunity Nix needs to take position lead away from Dan. So right now it's a tie. If Nix can make it to his temple, he will have position lead over Dan. Now Nix can throw a sticky bomb down there, and yep, that's going to anger the shopkeeper, causing the fall off the cliff. And that is exactly what Nix needed. Nix pulling ahead to the temple 4-1. That means he gets the Olmec idol on the top left-hand side here. No, actually, Optimus Prime, you got here just in time. I love that name, by the way, Optimus Prime. Works for me. So Nix Rex, as you see by the idol icon above his stream, has the lead right now. If he can make it to Olmec, he will tie it up 1-1 with Dan. Or rather, if he can defeat Olmec, not make it to Olmec. Temple 4-2 for Dan. Or, no, for Nix, I'm sorry. See, Dan is gonna work his way through the mines. He's gotta be careful. You see, Nix is gonna take out T-Zoc with the shotgun there. Very wise. Does not want to have T-Zoc jumping around, throwing him around the stage if he can avoid it. But down there on Nix's screen, those crushy blocks, bad placement. Yes, clearly I have Binding of Isaac on the mind when I keep saying caves. We don't say caves here. We don't say caves around these parts. It's all about the mines. Ooh, ooh, oh no! Nix trying to go for the shopkeeper kill, but the shopkeeper struck back. It's fine though. Nix still holds the overall position lead. But Dan is going to pull ahead here with the current position on his jungle. Now Nix has a bit of his work cut out for him. Dan's gonna lead him a little bit by about 4 or 5 floors, give or take. Ooh, Nix needs to be careful with that man-eater. And by the way, Dan at his final jungle. He's gonna fall quickly, using that Matic to descend through the jungle. He sees his exit. Question is how he's gonna go about doing this. He needs to watch that tiki trap placement, but it looks like he's just gonna dig around it. Very nice. How do you get the character Dan has? The character Dan is using, the Viking, is found at the bottom of the rushing water stage of the jungle, where Old Bitey is waiting for you. Our good friend Old Bitey. As you can see, Dan is already on his ice caves. Nick's trailing behind him in the jungle right now. But remember, Dan has to get to the temple 4-2 or 4-3 if he wants to pass up Dan on this one. You see Nick's right there. Killing the vampire, gonna grab that cape. He's in a bad spot though, he's only got 1 HP. Ching knows who Old Bitey is. Quite possibly, what am I saying this morning? Quite possibly the best fish ever. There you see Dan has made one more exit away from his temple now. Nyx has to be really careful in these dark jungles. Anything can jump out of the darkness and kill him. Like that man-eater right there he almost fell into. Thankfully the cape able to save himself. And the question is, will Nyx use that mantle to get him to the exit for that HP boost, or will he try to sacrifice him? Ooh! Dan at his temple now. Remember guys, if Dan can make it to his next temple, he will tie it up with Nyx. Yes, Ching, as I just said, quite possibly the best fish ever. Where's my Sunny D? I need to drink more, clearly. Now Dan needs to watch himself. That Crushy Block has seen him. And there's an Alligator Man, an Arrow Trap, and a Crushy Block. Getting past both of them. He needs to jump that one, get to the exit, and he has made it. Dan has now tied it up, so the golden idol disappears. Neither racer in the lead right now, because both of them has made it to the Temple 4-2. If Dan can make it to the next floor, he will be in the overall position lead. Meanwhile, Nyx is on his final jungle. Next exit will take him to the ice caves. He needs to watch Boomer Kawanger from Mega Man X with that Queen Bee. This could be his chance to get 4 HP from that Queen Bee if he can manage to kill it. Meanwhile, Dan has taken the lead. 4-3. So now Dan gets the golden idol of leadness. With 15 minutes remaining on the clock, Dan has now made it to his Olmec fight. How will Dan go about fighting Olmec though? Will he use the bomb strat? Does he even have enough bombs? How many ropes does he have? These are things to consider when approaching Olmec. And it looks like Dan has 9 bombs and 2 ropes. 9 bombs should be enough to go for the bomb strat if he chooses. 2 ropes, he's got to make good use of them though. Will he go up and scavenge those crates up there? Or will he use those ropes to climb, use his ropes to get back up after he's done making the hole for Olmec? We'll see what happens. Meanwhile, Nyx has made it to his ice caves. 1 whole level behind Dan right now. Nyx has to pick up the pace. Let's see how long this takes Dan. He's making very good use of his Matic, but his Matic has broken, as you can see. And he's going to go ahead and use those bombs to clear it for him. You see Nyx already killed his helping hand. A good call on his part. Dan has 1 more block to clear before he can make Olmec fall in there. Actually, he can actually just lure Olmec down into it. Let's see what happens. And Dan has taken it. Second round goes to Dan. And there you have it, your winner of today's advanced bracket race, Dan. Let's see some GGs for both racers. Good races, both of you guys. Nix and Dan, there you have it. Our advanced race for this morning. Excuse me, I'm tongue-tied. Updating the score and resetting the clock. There you guys have it. 0-2. Dan taking that in a clean sweep. But very good race on Nix's part as well. He almost had it that second round.